Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is day 13 of the 21 days to releasing fear of the future. And the request was, I'm just going to read it. Fear of failing my exams. I have been preparing for some very important exams for a few years now. And I just did the exams a few days ago, but I have to wait another month before the results come out. The results will determine my career. So I am very scared of what my future will be like if I don't get through these exams. So these are so perfect for things like this. And this is where, again, I'm going to say that the combination here is you tap through the fear. All we have to do is find relief from the fear, like, oh my God, what's going to happen with my future? And I'm going to move this over this way a little more now. And calming our nervous system around the fear of this, because then we have access from, let's call it from a neuroscience standpoint, to the prefrontal cortex, the slower thinking part of the brain, where creative solutions can come to us. And when we're stuck in the, oh my God, fear, and here's the thing, you've spent years preparing for these tests. And if you think about it in this way, this is really a product of our culture, and the ego culture that we all live in is this idea that, you've got to prepare for years, and that everything, all the weight of your career is on passing this test. I am not a great test taker, never have been. That's always been a really challenging place for me, is in the test taking department. But I know it doesn't mean that I'm not good at what I do. And we live in a world that will tell us, well, if you don't pass this test, you're not going to get this degree, you're not going to get this certification, you're not going to blah, blah, blah. So what I would tell you is the first thing is we just want to tap to soothe the fears, to quell the fears just a little bit about my whole future depends on this. And I'm just going to offer this up as a possibility, is to say, so your worst case scenario is that you don't pass the test. So in tapping, we often go to worst case scenario. At least that's what I was trained to do, because that's where, let's call it the demons lie, not actual demons in my view, but just the thoughts, the demonic thoughts that we can have, my whole future. What if, let's just put this out there and then we're going to tap, is what if worst case scenario, you don't pass the test? But what if there is a far greater plan that's in the works for you, if that were to happen, that's going to guide and direct you to something even greater than you can imagine? And how does that potentially make all of us feel about our lives and what's working out and what's not seeming to work out? What if there really is a divine plan? We come in with soul contracts, things that we're meant to learn and experience in this life. And what if, where this is the combination of tapping to quell the fear, but then you also have this possibility of, wow, what if this doesn't work out for me, what if it's possible that there's something so much greater in the works for me? So let's tap. Karate chop. Even though I am in so much fear, I'm very scared. I've been prepping for these tests for years. My future career depends on me passing them. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though I have put so much energy, so much effort, so much work into passing these tests. And now I've taken them, and I have to wait a month, 2 more weeks, to see what the future holds for me. And that's a lot of pressure to be under. Go to the eyebrow. I have this fear. I am so scared. My career depends on me passing these tests. My future rests in whether I pass these tests or not. And I'll be devastated if I don't pass them. That thought scares the hell out of me. Actually, I'm in hell, feeling so terrorized by this. What if I do pass? Yeah, but I'm not going to pass. Yeah, but what if I do? Yeah, but what if I don't? So I have this argument in my mind. Will I pass or won't I? It's absolutely possible, even likely, that I will pass. And what if I don't? Can I allow myself my feelings? Allow myself my hurt, my sadness, my fear? And if for some reason that I may not understand right now, I'm not meant to pass this test or these exams, what if it's possible there's a plan in place here that's far greater than my human self can recognize? If for some reason I don't pass these tests, what if? The why will be revealed to me in perfect order and perfect timing. Yeah, but I don't like thinking about any of that. I just want to pass these tests. I need to pass these exams. My future career depends on it. And that's so much pressure. And am I really meant to live under this kind of pressure? So what if right now I can just find some relief from the fear that I won't pass these exams? And what if that changes what's possible for me? I'm sure everyone's afraid of passing these exams or not. But what if I can have an advantage here? Because I can soothe my fears. And potentially open up to greater possibilities than my human self can imagine. And what if all I have to do in any given moment right now, until I get the results, is just soothe the fear? Even just 1%. And the more I soothe it, the more I start to relax. And I no longer send worry out there. And I don't want to judge myself for my worrying, because that's a very human part of me. But I can soothe the worry and soothe the fear. And that is all I have to do. And that can change everything for me. So take a breath. Hey, Lauren. Let me look. Natalia. Yeah, so what I would say is looks like you posted that 2 weeks ago, so you've got 2 weeks left, tentatively, before you have, apparently, whatever that word is, before you find the results. And that's my recommendation, is just keep tapping on, when you feel the fear come up. To me, that's the bully voice. You're never going to make it. Who do you think you are? You're not going to pass it. Your whole future depends on this. Like, no pressure. That's the bully voice. The bully voice just, it just ups the ante all the time. It just ups all the, like, oh my God, and this is going to happen, and this, and then, and it's, you start circling the drain with thoughts, and if you don't pass these exams, and then your future is screwed, and it's just worse. The bully gives us, it just serves us up on this banquet table filled with all kinds of huge, heaping helpings of worry, fear, terror, and anxiety. And it's like, I'm going to walk away from this banquet table right now and not listen to this voice that's like, your future depends on this. Because this is how you know it's the bully. How do you feel when that thought rumbles in your head? I've been preparing for years for this exam, and my future career depends on this. It can sound reasonable. Yours might sound like very calm, very reasonable. I mean, I've been preparing for this for years. My future career depends on it. But how do you feel? And if you feel afraid, it's the bully. It's like, thank you for sharing. I'm removing myself from this banquet table of bullshit that you're feeding me. And then you can keep tapping to quell the fear. And the more you keep interrupting the fear, don't try to stop worrying. Don't try to stop thinking negatively. That's just going to fire off. But if you just, when you catch it and you're like, right now I'm going to interrupt it, that is the best thing you can do. And that's doable. That's doable, to think, oh, I've got to stop these thoughts. I've got to stop worrying. I've got to put happy thoughts out there and think positive. It's just more pressure. It's just another way we double down. I have vast experience in doing this. It doesn't work. It actually does the opposite. It terrorizes us using, potentially personal development to do it. So that's my recommendation to you, is now for the next 2 weeks, or until you find out, is just keep interrupting those fearful thoughts, the worry thoughts. You don't have to stop them. Just interrupt them. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Thanks, bully. Trying to, have me sit at this banquet table of bullshit. I'm pretty much done with this. Thank you. You may go. Leave me. Like, and then you start to sort of laugh and joke about it. It's my Grace, cat Grace. Then you know you're shifting. You're not only shifting your physiology, but you are truly shifting what's possible for you. And that's why we always go to worst case scenario, because you want to be like, can I be okay? Could I possibly be okay in any way, shape, or form if somehow this isn't what was meant for me? And can I open to a greater possibility? And it doesn't mean you have to do that, that's what you're going to end up having to do. But as we start to release the grasping for this is how it's got to be, then we truly do open ourselves up to greater possibilities than we can possibly think about in our very human condition. So Lauren, great to have you here live. And good luck to you, Natalia, and wishing you well. And please message me and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear what happens for you. All right, take good care, everyone. Bye for now.